men are telling women stuff like this, I think that there is a part of them that feels like, they're really hoping that you as a Black woman or you as a American woman will at somehow suffer for the suffering that they feel that has been inflicted upon them. They feel like that Black women or Western women have done them so wrong that they are just hoping and itching that at some point they will pay for the pain that they've given them. And that's the sentiment that I feel. I feel that. Like I can sense it. I sense it in the comment section. I sense it in the podcast. So I saw these stories kind of circling around about these guys that are, traveling over to overseas, specifically to Medellin, Colombia. I heard about these stories like maybe like a month or so ago. And I didn't really think much of it at the time because I'm like, shit happens anywhere. Like anything can really happen anywhere at any time. So I'm gonna talk about this story. I'm gonna share with you guys some of the news reports and stuff like that. But before I do that, what I really wanted to talk to you guys about is the big debate that this has kind of been sparking when I'm kind of scrolling through my news feed, especially on TikTok. I had came across a live video that I kind of wish I could have shared maybe a little bit of it, but it's like with a live video, you just never know what's going to happen. You can't really predict what's going to be said on a live video. But the live video got really, really heated. The topic was exactly what this is it was about these guys that are traveling over to Medellin, Colombia. They're getting set up, robbed through these dating apps because they're going over there looking for love, looking for sex, whatever they're looking for, right? And they're being set up in some cases. And there's been 8 cases where some men have been actually killed.
There is 59-year-old Gregory Stewart Owens. He was gunned down in Cartagena during a robbery attempt in October 2023. But then there's this young man, Johnny Jerome. He was only 45. He was found dead in a jacuzzi in a luxury suite in Medellin, November the 2nd. He was killed the day after celebrating his birthday with a cousin and 2 women he met on a dating app. Stop the show.
That was what the actual topic was supposed to be about. But somehow the topic, as I'm watching the live video, wasn't really necessarily about the murders. It actually got flipped into a conversation about Western women and how horrible Western women are and how most of the people on this live too, by the way, just as a side note, were Black. So it was Black, kind of like a one of these Black men versus Black women things. But they weren't really actually saying that the problem is just Black women. It was more so their complaint was really about Western women in general, not just Black women. But man, when I tell y'all that this topic got heated, I don't know why I keep trying to call it a debate, but when I tell y'all this topic got heated, y'all, I find this subject specifically, this passport bros, and I find it to be very exhausting. The reason why I don't really bring this up, I don't really even talk about it, is because I already know that as a Black woman, that in their eyes, in the eyes of the men who are all about this passport bro lifestyle, I am public enemy number one. Okay. I'm a Black woman from America. I'm public enemy number one. It doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter what my opinions are. It doesn't matter if I have a fair way of trying to view things, if I'm trying to give people the benefit of the doubt. That does not matter. I am the enemy under all circumstances. And I already understand that, which is the reason why I don't typically address it. But when I tell y'all why do I keep saying debate? This topic got so heated. Some of the things that I took note of that the Black men who travel to these countries are saying is that the one guy said specifically, he said that yes, there are some good American women, there are some good Western women, there are some good Black women, but the best Black woman, this is literally his words verbatim. He said that the best Black woman will always be subpar in comparison to any woman overseas or any woman in Colombia, Medellin, or wherever these guys are traveling to. That's literally like verbatim what he said out of his mouth. He said that that Black women, American women will, even the best of the best will never be, will always be subpar to them, to those women. I'm not really one to try to like fight back and forth about people's opinions or about people's, what I'm saying, like what they think. But at the end of the day, that is a very, I don't care how you look at it, that is a very toxic and problematic message to put out here, right? Because I think what a lot of times when I'm hearing men say this, especially Black men, the problem with those sentiments is that what you have to realize is that yes, you may have a disdain for Black women. You might have a disdain for American Western women in general. You might just hate everything about them or hate everything about us, right? But the problem with that sentiment is you're saying that they will always be better. That sentiment does not stop at Black women or American women. That sentiment is always going to be across the board. So if somebody who's from another country hears you say that their women are better than your women, they're automatically going to put you in that same category. Like, well, we are also like their men are better than our men. They're going to automatically see themselves as better. Like you said yourself that we're better than you. They're not going to just stop that at the women. They're going to see you that way too. Like, we're better than you. They already think that they're better than us. Like, let's just be real, y'all. Most of the people in the diaspora, when they come over here from some other country, we hear these stories all the time, y'all. This is nothing new. They all think that they're better. They already think that they're better. So you telling them that they're better than the best, that they're always going to be better, even than the best of that we have, they're still better just because they're them. That does not like what do you think that you're doing? You're not, that sentiment is not going to stop at women. It goes across the board, guys. Period.
So this really got me thinking, like, what the heck is going on in Medellin right now? But right after the pandemic, the borders opened up again, and it just felt like there were just waves of tourists coming into the country. And I'm gonna be real, the majority of these tourists are coming in for the women and the partying. I talk about this all the time on my channel, and I'm not gonna say that I'm gonna like judge people coming for that. I don't think people are fully educated enough in Colombia culture, especially in a place like Medellin or Cali, and they kind of glorify Colombia like it's this haven, this really awesome place to live.
And, what a lot of the women were saying was that, we don't really care about what you guys want to do. If you guys are going over there for the sex culture, you're going over there to find prostitutes, or even if you're going over there to look for a wife, that's fine. Like you can do whatever you want to do. What the women's issue, the American woman's issue is you always have to make this comparison. Like it can never just be I'm just doing me. I just want to do what I want to do. It always has to somehow pull in Black women, American women, Western women, whatever. It always in some facet has to pull us into the conversation as the reason why you're doing that. It's always has to be this comparison. Like you always have to make sure that you throw that in there, like, by the way, they're better than you guys. And by the way, you know, you're never gonna be compared to them. And but like I'm not really sure. Like it's like, do you not understand that that's toxic? Like, do you not see that that has no value, that does not, that what is the purpose of doing that is what I personally don't understand. And I think a lot of other women watching don't understand. It's like, what is the purpose of you doing that? What is the purpose of you saying any of that? And the thing is, I get it that American women are not traditional. Like these guys are going, well, I guess half of them are going over there looking for sex, and then the other half are maybe looking for an actual wife, right? The thing is, nothing about American culture is traditional. Like you don't come from a traditional culture. You come from a culture where everything is not traditional. We do everything like the polar opposite of everything of everybody else. Like that's just the cultural norm here. So, you can't, I don't really feel like you can really bash, women for participating in this toxic, non-traditional culture when most of you guys are also participating in it as well. We're all active participants in this toxic American culture. So you can't really blame one side or the other. We're all a part of this and we're all contributing to this culture. And I had saw this one guy who commented and he's like, he literally said, I hate Black women. He's like, I hate American women. I hate Black women. Like these comments were coming in up and down on this live feed as these guys are like arguing back and forth. Like the conversation wasn't even about the unfortunate deaths of these men. Like the conversation was strictly male versus woman. It was just that it was that typical gender war that punch you in the face, punches thrown on each side. I mean, it was really, I think it was quite sickening. But I want to get into this news report really quick.
A warning for people using dating apps in Colombia. Apps are being linked to the recent deaths of several Americans visiting the country. Let's unpack this. In the last 2 months, 8 American tourists have died suspiciously in the Colombian city of Medellin. The US Embassy in Bogota have said some of these victims were drugged and robbed after meeting people on dating apps. Criminals use dating apps to lure victims to meet in public places such as hotels, restaurants, and bars, and then later assault and rob them, they said. The embassy has also said that this is part of a broader trend and that there has been an increase in incidents involving the use of online dating apps to lure victims, especially foreigners. They didn't disclose which specific apps. They have encouraged visitors to be vigilant and to maintain heightened situational awareness.
So I think that when we're seeing this type of stuff happen, I think what you have to remember is like the internet is such a big place. So if you're a passport bro or you're a perpetuant of this, going overseas for love and you hate American women and blah 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 whatever, we're not the only ones who are seeing your content. Okay. The people this information is being spread very quickly across the globe. Okay. So anything that you say is not only going to be seen by us, it's also being seen by the people in those countries. It's also being seen by the gangsters and stuff that are over there. And they're like, these guys are coming over here with some money. They like our women. Perfect setup. And see, the thing is, you might have 100 guns here in America, but when you jump onto that airplane and you go to somebody else's country, you're coming empty-handed. And they know that you're not coming over. The only thing that you're coming over here with is a couple pieces of luggage and a lot of money, or what they would consider to be a lot of money. So that's to them, what better opportunity?
It feels like every single week there is a new tourist or foreigner that has died in Medellin. I've been counting. It's been like 8 weeks, 9 weeks in a row now where somebody has died. And I think one of the biggest stories was this Asian guy. He recently got killed and his body thrown into a river.
And I'm not saying this as a way to stop you from going. I can't stop you from doing anything. I'm just saying that it's something that you have to think about. Maybe not be so loud about it. If that's what you want to do, then a lot of times the best moves to make are the moves that you make in silence. A lot of times the best way to move is to move in silence and not necessarily broadcast what you're trying to do. And maybe like kind of keep a closer eye open. Some of these women are working for the cartel. Some of these women, you just never really know what a person's situation is looking like. You never, you don't know the culture, you don't speak the language. So all I'm saying is just, maybe be a little bit smarter about how you move. You move smart over here in the States. If you move smart over here in the States, you need to move smarter in somebody else's country. And so I get the frustration. It's like, you want to broadcast your feelings. You want women to know how agitated and how angry and irritated you are with them. Like, I get it. You want to broadcast it. Doing that isn't going to help you. Doing that isn't doing you any favors. I consider myself to be a pretty fair thinker. At least, I try to be as fair as possible. Whenever I'm talking about any situation, I try not to be too one-sided because I really feel like it's not a good gauge of the full scope of what's going on for you to just be on one side or the other. But I really feel like with this particular situation, because even like with me, anytime that I have ever even chimed in on anything that has to do with dating between Black men and women, even as a fair thinker, I'm still very much targeted I'm still very much attacked. I still get sentiments that are thrown at me like, nobody wants you, nobody wants a black woman. You guys are doomed. You're never gonna find love. You're never gonna get this, you're never gonna get that, blah, blah, blah. It's just always very negative, very evil-spirited, negative commentary, even towards a woman who is trying to be fair. That's just how they feel. And I really think that although I know that none of that is true, I think that when men are telling women stuff like this, I think what it is they're hoping that that will be true. I think that there is a part of them that feels like, they're really hoping that you as a black woman or you as a American woman will at somehow suffer for the suffering that they feel that has been inflicted upon them. They feel like that black women or Western women have done them so wrong that they are just hoping and itching that at some point they will pay for the pain that they've given them. And that's the sentiment that I feel. I feel that. Like I can sense it. I sense it in the comment section. I sense it in the podcast. There is this hope that at some point Black women will suffer greatly for the infliction that they feel that they have. What other, I mean, there really isn't any other sense that you can make of that. I mean, that's really the only thing that it could be.
People really want black women to be happy with anything. What people really want black women to understand is that we are to be accepting of our positioning as the least desirable in society. We should get the memo that nobody really wants a black woman. Thus, if anybody was to find themselves willing to take up with us, we should be happy, we should be grateful, and we should shut up about it. And if you are a black woman that dares to push back on that mythology, because that's what it is, it's a damn lie from the pits of hell. Right.
Whenever I hear a man make comments like, nobody wants you guys, you guys are like the bottom of the barrel, nobody wants you guys, blah, blah, blah. You know what I actually hear? This is what actually, as when I'm either reading this or hearing this is what's actually playing into my head. What I'm really hearing is, I'm hurt because I feel that I have been done wrong. I feel that you deserve to be punished for the things that you have done to me. I feel that you don't deserve you don't deserve any good that could come to you. You deserve to be punished. You deserve to suffer. You deserve to be alone forever. You don't deserve anything good because you have made me feel lesser than. You have made me feel that I am not enough. So the only thing that I can reciprocate to you is to make you feel that you are not enough and that you are lower and that you are lesser than, because by doing that, then I feel better about myself. I feel better about the things that I've experienced in my own life. That's the only thing that I hear when I'm reading this stuff. When I'm hearing it, that's all I see. I don't actually see what you're writing. I see my interpretation of it. And literally every single person on this earth does that, y'all. You know how many comments that I see that from videos that I've made where I can literally tell that the person did not even want to comprehend what I was trying to say. The only thing that they heard was what they wanted to hear. They wanted to flip the narrative to whatever they already think in their head. And it had nothing to do with what I was actually saying. They only ever heard what they wanted to hear. They got out of it what they already believed. And I can see it. I can feel it. Like I know. But anyways, I didn't really want to go to I didn't want to make this into like another gender war debate. Okay. But at the end of the day, this stuff is happening. And if you guys want to, if you can do whatever you want to do, go overseas. All I'm saying is y'all just be careful. Know that this stuff is real. Danger can happen anywhere. It can happen here in the United States or it can happen overseas. It really can happen anywhere. But I'm just saying, if you don't know the culture over there, just be careful. Keep your eyes open and, whatever. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Make sure you subscribe if you have not yet. And I'll see you guys next time.